7 o'clock Thursday is when we usually come out. Me and the frog in my pocket. What's with the we? There's no we. It's just me. Welcome aboard. It is, oh my God, what day is it? December. January 7th. Yesterday was a day and a half. Thank you to my guy that did this intro, which I'm so fond of. I don't know. It's basic. The logo's very generic. It's the beginning stage Trew.Tube, but I like it. Thank you, my brother. More to come from that. Where are we here? Oh, this is my Trew.Tube channel. It's on YouTube. My height has been 122 subs. And I think I'm at about 120 now. I lost a couple overnight or over the last day or so. Or since the last time I checked. I don't come on here all the time. And today I am not live for the first time. It's live to tape. I'll upload this later, maybe premiere it by streaming it as a live broadcast tonight at 7 o'clock when I'm normally out here. But, you know, I get up early, and by the time 7 o'clock rolls around, I'm half-gassed or more, and I'm not feeling the motivation all that much these days to even do any of it. I'll get rid of my tabs for you. It's a struggle to stay mentally healthy and motivated to come out and especially do this, because I think, like, really, who cares what you think? Seriously, dude, get over yourself. But lately I've been called to speak against false narratives and truth. And I guess my belief system has changed over the years. I know it has. And I'm not 24 years old anymore. Monkey works. Well, why was I looking at that? Somebody told me to look that up. I turned my notifications off on my messages so they don't pop up anymore, so I can cruise my Facebook page without fear of your messages going public. Small victory today. We had a little jam here the other day. Sunday evening jam. We went live with a few tunes. I should get prepared to actually play those tunes for you. Those are great. Just two-piece. Keyboards and drum. And a little vocals. Not much of the vocals. We did a little jam, and Sony Music decided that their jam was too close to something that they jam. I get the rights to jam. And they shut it down. And I appealed it, and I won. It's the first time I've ever won anything on an appeal. I'm not a winner, babe. That's for sure. That's no lie. Candace Owens. Love Candace Owens. She was posting these pictures yesterday. Images capture the horrific scene that took place outside the Capitol building yesterday. Truly disgraceful. Oh, wait. My mistake. This is Antifa burning the shit down. All right. So here we are. It's the day after the riots on Capitol Hill. My heart's breaking more than it ever has for my brothers and sisters in the States, especially for Ashley Bertie, was her name, who was shot and killed by police. Ashley Babbitt. Bertie. Capitol Police shot and killed her. She died right there on the spot, shot in the neck. Died in dude's, in a fellow protester's arms. Well, they were storming the Capitol, but how about the women stay at home? for storming the Capitol. Looks like she's pretty, capable U.S. force. U.S. Air Force, 14-year vet. But how about you leave the insurrection to the men? Trump gets censored from Twitter hard and then suspended for Twitter. He must be going crazy today. I know what it's like when I lose my accounts because I've lost them many times. But he's an addict on that thing. His phone is in his hand all the time, and he's constantly just tweeting. And man, when your whole routine is turned upside down, you're jonesing, whether you like the guy or not. He's fucking. I hope he's taking some time to kind of look inward a little bit. This is we're all here to learn something about ourselves, and I think. For me, anyways, Trump has been a great teacher because he shows you what it's like to be human. And I think people are so turned off with him because he reminds them of themselves. You look at him, secretly, inwardly, you're like, oh, geez, I'm that dude. I am that dude. We're more alike than we are different. Here's a guy that was beside the girl when she died. Of course, Ilhan Omar is going to drop articles of impeachment. And I hate to do it. It's a dead 14-year vet. Not cool. And, of course, the protesting continues at the state level. But this is okay for a year. Nobody said shit. I say violence is bullshit. Demonstrations, protests, absolutely. It's healthy. Especially when the government's not listening. But violence is never okay. But if I could just draw your attention to the hypocrisy of the left that has said nothing over the last year of violence, murder, burning private businesses down. Nothing. And you get, for the most part, a peaceful march. Yeah, they did break windows and storm the Capitol. Broke down barricades, and in some cases were just let in by the Capitol Police. Yeah, I think he should have stopped at the stairs. But for the most part, it was a peaceful protest. And lives were lost at the hands of Capitol Police. Crazy. And we'll be tearing that apart and analyzing that, hopefully, over the next months. What happened? Here's an example of the hypocrisy right here. Short clip.
And please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
See, it's okay when it's your protesters. And there's many examples. I don't know if I put it out here or on my Twitter, especially of the AOCs and of the world saying, you know what, this is healthy. Don't stop. This is how you express yourself. This is how change is made, by protesting. So yesterday was a long day when they evacuated the chambers on Capitol Hill. Trump get thrown off Twitter for, tweeting out a video like he normally does. Saying, you know what, I know you're hurting. I know you're pissed off, but you need to go home and go home peacefully. Censored, thrown off Twitter. As if Trump was the one that called for, mayhem. And in a world, like big tech hasn't done enough for our mental health and for the political health and the democratic health of the country. We know how they rigged the election by banning stories about Biden and Biden's son. Obviously, interference in the election and democratic elections, helping to throw them one way or another. Censoring conservative voices. Anyway. Go to Trew.Tube. It's up. It's running. Actually, some of the age restricted, eh? Huh. Who's age restricting my videos? I think someone's in my account playing around. I'm going to have another conversation with Max Bernier, but this one's up there. I think this is a Rumble feed. No, this is not a Rumble feed. This comes from YouTube. And my YouTube channel continues to live. 120 subs. These are the most popular videos. Wow, 6,000. Mostly Gavin McInnes clips. A lot of them are me calling Gavin. This one, I met a girl on YouTube. It's pretty funny. This is when Trump calls in, IE exam. This is Ryan Katzus Rivera's mouth as Trump. It's pretty good. Another call from me to the show. Another call from me to the show. This is my violent sex bit. It's funny. Check it out. And subscribe to censored.tv. It's $10 a month. Atheism Month is Unstoppable is there. Biggs is there. The kangaroo is great. Controversial. Tells it like it is. Truth in your face. Rude Britannia. Katie Hopkins is there. Jacob Wall. He's got some great content. Get Off My Lawn comes live on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Coronavirus daily deaths in the States. Here we go. I've got the 7-day moving average here clicked. And the first wave, if you call it that, we're looking at numbers of just about 70,000, let's say. This is in the States only, closed cases. Today, we're up around here, 220. So 3 times the positive cases, not infections. Positive tests. Difference. Cases are not tests. 3 times the positive tests. And basically, we're at the same numbers as they were back in the peak of the wave 1. 2,200, 2,700, 26, 27. We're not that far off. 2,200 to 2,600 new daily deaths based on, well, actually, if we go back to here, daily deaths were here. Let's see, when was the deaths the highest? Doesn't matter. That's April 20th, let's say. April 20th here. See, the deaths did not correspond with the height of infections. So the height of the deaths is in here. March, April. It's right in about there, 20. When we were getting 30,000 cases a day in the States, that was the height of the death count. So even more impressive is the fact that at the height of our deaths here at 30,000 cases a day, they're now at 220,000 cases, tests a day. And the death rate is still pretty stable. So can we take a little bit of time to celebrate that we're not doing all that badly? Worldmeters.info is where I go for this. And in Canada, the story is even more skewed. Oh, we got to go back. Countries. I've done this several times before. I don't even know why I'm going here. not much of a plan. Closed cases, graphs. Here we go. New daily cases. Wave 1, 1,700 a day. Wave 2, let's call it 7,500 a day. You know, there's some spikes and valleys, obviously, because of the holidays. 70 moving average. Up around 8,000. But even if we take this fat part in here, which is the fat part of the bell curve right now, it's still 68, 66, 6,800 as compared to over here. 12, 13, 17, 1,700. So 4 times the infections. And look at the deaths. The deaths are off the first wave. At one time, there were half. We're 4 times the infections and half the deaths. So either way you want to look at it, can we just take a little bit of time to say, you know, we're doing okay. I don't know how I stumbled across this today. What happened? No, that's not what I want. Where was I? USA Today. Yeah, if you're wondering how many people died the year that you were born, no, I wasn't wondering that, but this is pretty interesting. Let me zoom it in for you. I don't know if you find it interesting, but let's read it together, Tim Pool style. Well, yeah. What do you think? More news like this. Sorry. Display TV. Oh, here we go. We can do this. Right? What do you think? Is this better if we hang out together like this? Have you seen Craig's News Live? I want you to watch it. It's hilarious. Catch it on Facebook. Craig's News Live. The coronavirus at this time of writing was 100,000 deaths, over 1 million infections in the United States so far in 2020. Life expectancy in the U.S. has risen steadily for many years. American children born in 2018 are more likely to live longer and healthier lives than they were just a few decades earlier. Since the 30s, life expectancy at birth in America has decreased from 60 plus to nearly 70 years old. The nation's mortality rate and annual deaths of 100,000 people has been decreasing steadily over the last century, from about 1,800 per 100,000 in the late 30s to less than 800 per 100,000 since 2006. These are stats from the CDC. For decades, the 2 most common causes of death have remained the same. Heart disease has been the deadliest condition in America since 1920, when pneumonia and influenza deaths began to decline. Cancer is ranked as the second most common cause of death in America since 1938. Though both men and women can develop these diseases, the incidence is higher among men, obviously, because we're oppressed. From 1938 to 2008, the third leading cause of death was cerebral vascular disease. I'm not a doctor. A group of conditions that affects blood flow to the brain, such as stroke, stenosis, aneurysms, and vascular malformations. In 2009, chronic lower respiratory diseases replaced cerebral vascular disease as the third leading cause of death. Mortality rates for these type of conditions, which include chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, bronchitis, emphysema, and others, have increased by more than 30% from 1980 to 2014. Wow. Interesting. Accidental deaths are at an all-time high, accounting for 1 in 20. Wow, and this increase is due largely to the ongoing opioid epidemic. 67,000 drug overdoses in the States in 2018. Wow. So, this is at USA Today. Oh, fuck, you're not even watching it. What am I showing you this for? For fuck's sakes. Sorry. I blew that all up so you guys could see it, and then I didn't let you see it. I was letting you watch TV. What the fuck are we watching over here? A commercial? In my face reading something in front of a microphone? I apologize. Is my mic on? See, why do I even do this show? Anyway, this is where I went today. And I went here today, and then I feel so bad. What's up? Have I got this all cropped out badly? No. Cut. There we go. Why is it? Oh, because I had the camera up, and it's a different look. You don't need to see my face, right? I just thought I'd say hello. Customer reviews. What's this? 2.5 out of 5? Guys, can you maybe step it up? I know I don't have all that many reviews, ratings. Oh, 2. I have 2 ratings. But do my friends not don't they come here and say nice things about me? Isn't that the whole, no? No, they don't. Here I am on Apple Podcasts. It's probably historically the most accurate as far as a book of my work. 222 episodes. Interesting. It does contain a lot of my 610 work. None of my CHSC work. And I've uploaded a couple old, here's one. Evelina Manarino was I could talk to her a little while ago, but this conversation slipped through. She wasn't in here, so I got that up there. But most of this is kind of in the time that they were recorded to some point, to some extent. And I haven't been out here since the 23rd. Or no. Yeah, 23rd I did this show live. No, 31st. Christmas. I don't know. When was I? Yeah, Christmas Eve, I think, is the last time I came out. Pretty sure. So I haven't done a Jim Fannon Show live since then, but I did have provided some commentary after Trudeau speaks, or after Ford speaks, or after Biden speaks, or after Trump speaks. Sometimes I come on afterwards and talk about it. I have a short distance to go. I'm almost there. If I make it to January 11th, I will have no community guideline strikes on what is known as Trew.Tube on the YouTube. TREW. My oldest videos. Oh. Savannah Hernandez was a good guest. So this channel is only 5 months old, as you can see. And it's already had 2 community guideline strikes. And I thought I was headed off, but it looks like this may live. If I make it to January 11th, I'll have no strikes, and I plan on being a semi-good boy out here, so I can try and keep this channel alive and see if I can work it back into a channel that actually makes some traffic and money. Because why not? So I got a men's group. Okay, we're going to start the show now. I guess that was just a really long open. I got a men's group that meets on Thursday mornings, and my men's group is awesome. and I've forgotten how charged up they make me. I'm not sure if this is the place to do it. I dated a girl for a short period of time one summer. It was wild. Immersed in family. She had a couple kids, and I remember 3 weeks of dinners at the table. I remember telling my brother, dude, I've had 3 weeks of dinners. And he says, oh, you're just like your father. I'm like, what? He says, oh, your father loves the dinner table and having the family around. And I've been single for a long time. I don't have kids, so, or at this time, a significant other. Anyway, I'm blathering. It was a short period of time that we spent together, but it was a good time. I think a healthy time. As healthy as I can be in this state. But she commented when I came out of what used to be a Wednesday night men's group, like, just keep going to that men's group, because when you come out of there, you're fire. Like, you're unstoppably positive and fired up. So keep going. And so today on the men's group, the Tower of Babel came up. And now this is the third time or more in the last couple days only that I've had a message or a communication that involves a comparison to the story that includes the Tower of Babel. Babel. Babble. Babble is a word for confusion, I think. I don't know the Bible all that well. I'm not a very religious man. My faith has grown quite a bit. I am a believer, but I try to stay present for how the universe or God or the oversoul or whatever you call it, the creator, speaks to me and leads me. I know that sounds hokey, but when things repeat themselves to you, messages repeat themselves a few times in a short period of time, in a short window, you can't help but notice it. And the Tower of Babel, the story of the Tower of Babel has been front and center, and I think it's got something to do with what happened yesterday at the Capitol, what's happening with Trump. And so I asked my boys, so what do you think the lesson is that we're meant to learn right now with the state of the world the way it is, and so many people hopeless, beat down, and feeling alienated from the political process or life in general? So much dissatisfaction. I don't know. It seems like both left and right people are not happy with the government. I mean, maybe to some extent, I think the left has a hard time of celebrating where we are. It's never good enough. It's bad, bad, bad all the time. I think that the right is probably better at saying, you know what, things aren't that bad. We're better. It's better than it's ever been, and it could be a lot worse. Let's give ourselves a little bit of credit, and I don't care if it's talking about human rights or the virus or liberties. I think the right, the political spectrum of the right, who includes much of the moderate middle, just like the left does, it's the extremes that drive me crazy. We forget that most of us are in the moderate middle, and I put Trump in that category too. He's an anti-establishment guy that is kind of moderate. He's not extreme. Now, he does have a communication style that doesn't lend itself to many people. I get it. But what is the lesson that we are meant to learn? And I'm a guy that likes to think that I'm pretty good at taking personal responsibility. I am the sum total of all my choices that I've made up until this point of my life. So wherever I am is on me. It's no one else's fault. The government doesn't owe me. It wasn't because someone screwed me over. I haven't been oppressed and let down. Yeah, we all go through stuff. I've been censored. I've lost jobs, got fired, gone to jail. Story for another time. I've been to jail twice, actually. Jail, overnight, not prison. And what is the lesson that we are designed to learn at this point in time? One of the guys said, humility and obedience. And then I look at Trump and I go, well, here's an example of a man that could stand to use a few lessons in humility. For whatever you think of Trump, he doesn't come across to me as the most humble man in the world. In fact, the exact opposite. He's probably the least humble. I don't know the man, but from what I see, this is my guess. He's not. This is my assessment. He's not the humblest man in the world. And maybe the creator's using Trump as an example of what not to be in the humility department. And quite possibly drawing the comparison to your own self, which I think is hard. It's not natural for many people. I don't think they want to look at Trump and say, ooh, he's kind of like me. And I hate that about myself. I really think that the things that drive people most crazy about Trump are truly what they subconsciously dislike about themselves. Because we're all human. Listen to me. I have no script. I didn't know where I was going with this today. But I have a decent men's group. Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Zoom. Now, for the purposes of this conversation, a man is someone that was born with a penis. Okay? If you are a man and you would like to check out a support group, touch me up. I'll give you the Zoom link. You can come check us out. You don't have to say a thing. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to make a sound. You can be on mute and no stream. But it is a Zoom call, and you can see the other guys' faces. Lots of guys share, and it's a cool group. So if you're a guy out there and you're feeling displaced and you want to get connected, touch me up. I'll hook you up with the link, and we'll see you next Thursday at 7 a.m. It's a strange time. I am emotional. Not so much, but I do feel moody sometimes in regards to like the time, like yesterday. Man, my heart was racing a lot of the day because what's going to happen next? It was like a live drama playing out. Now, maybe I just need to get a life, but I'm really invested politically in the States for whatever reason. I haven't been invested politically in Canada in a long time. That changes soon. I've committed to seeking a nomination for these guys. It looks like I'm going to take another run. If I can raise a few $1,000, probably even if I can't, I probably will run for these guys. Max Bernier's party, the People's Party of Canada. I'll be speaking with him again next week. I've had 2 interviews with him. So honored. He called me on New Year's Eve just to chit-chat and encourage me and see where my head was at and if I actually wanted to be a candidate. And it turns out I want to help communications in that party too, because I mesh with what he believes, and I know it's tough to build a new party. And trust me, I know what it's like being in a small party. But I'm not a Green anymore. I actually joined the Conservative Party of Canada to support my friend and mentor, Kara Davidson, and he was blocked from running. So now I'm officially a member of 2 federal parties. I guess I'll have to resign my CPC because most constitutions say you can't hold memberships in 2 parties at the same time. So I think I'll come out of retirement. Not retirement. It's like everyone anywhere. I think I'll run for these guys next federal election. Anyways, I promised my boys I'm going to look into the story of the Tower of Babel and how the creator sometimes goes, you know what? You just run along and do whatever you want, populate the earth, spread around, diversify, and then they go, you know what? We're just going to stay here. We're all going to speak one language and just kind of be our own little tribe. No, we're not going to take over the earth. No, we're not going to spread out. No, we're not going to diversify our languages or our cultures or anything like that. We're just going to stay here, and we're going to build a tower so that when we climb it, we can get closer to you. And so I think what God did was he confounded the languages. Is that what? He split them into thousands of languages so nobody could understand each other and sit there. How do you like that? And is this where we are in time right now, too? Have we come to a point that's like, okay, you guys, your will has run rampant? And I'm going to give you a couple lessons. One is 4 years of Donald John Trump as leader of the free world. And what a contrast you think that is, but in actual fact, you're more like him than you are different from him. And that's biological fact. You know, just by the fact that you are a human being, you have more in common with every other human being than you have differences. And we forget that. And my last broadcast, I think, maybe it wasn't my last broadcast, but I was moved to do a show. I took responsibility for a way of being, I guess, which was, careless. As it turned out, the picture I posted is publicly available, but at the time I was being accused of posting pictures of somebody's kid. So I apologize because that was not my intention. And as it turns out, those pictures that I posted are already public to people that are not connected to this person on social media. But at least I took responsibility for it. I don't usually have a problem doing that. And Genesis 1:26. It's kind of been, and again, I'm not a religious man. I don't preach religion. I'm not into trying to convert people to my religion. I've just never really talked about it all that much. It's been on my lips a lot more lately because of my involvement at my church. First of all, my men's group is amazing. 2, production as a video director and a video switcher behind the scenes in the booth in production. 3, downstairs with the kids. At least once a month I spend a couple sessions with the kids, which is a few hours with 20, 30 kids. And it's amazing, man. I want a kid. Still want a kid. Yeah. Oh, you think that's in the plan at 52? Well, I'm 50, 68. Yeah, I'll be 53 in September. Not likely. Anyway. Could Trump be the contrast that we need right now to go, oh, golly. It's a strange time. Humility and obedience. Submit. I'm having a hard time with it. I'm failing badly with my addictions. I'm sober today. Well, relatively sober. I'm only on a few drugs. Right now it's 1:11. I got up around 7. I went 7:30 to 10:15, I think, on my Zoom call with my boys. They do a lot of coaching me up. Thank you for that. I'm going to have George on soon. George Stanwyck. I think is his name. Saying that right? I'm going to have a conversation with him. It'll probably last an hour and a half or two. We'll probably get into the men's group and stuff like that. So they do a lot of coaching me up there, especially after. We're only officially on the call from 7:30 to 8:30. Then a bunch of guys jump off because it's over. And then anyone that wants to hang around, we hang around and chit-chat. So sometimes we're on there for 3-4 hours, depending on who's on and how the conversation goes. So I will have a conversation with George coming up. Humility and obedience. Go see my interview with Max. Go check out the Trew.Tube channel. Go sign up to Gavin McInnes. Go check out worldmeters.info. It's a great page. Lots of good information there. And go give me a rating on my podcast platform, because this is unacceptable, kids. This will not do. Go to school, master. I always said you'd come to no good. I got a few videos up that includes a lot of this from yesterday. You'll see that on the Trew.Tube channel too. The moment they recessed Biden's speech. The moment they recessed in both houses was pretty interesting, especially because I stayed with the coverage. I broadcast a little bit of CNN yesterday. I hope you're doing okay. I know it's some really strange, tough times for many. I hope that you're, I don't know. I pray, I don't hope. I pray for your mental health. I hope you're okay. I pray that you're okay. God, make my peeps, make everyone just okay. I know. Anyways, how long have we been going here? I think it's better that I do shorter rants. I don't mind doing opens for the show. Matt McPherson, thank you for the use of your music. I've been using it a lot. Get Some is the song I've been playing. I could go out with it, but that just make this video 5 minutes longer than it needs to be. So, I love you, dudes. Thanks for checking it out. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm just about everywhere. Peace, love, hug your neighbor.